नमस्कार. आयच्या या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आज आमचे बरोबर
नमस्कार.
काँग्रेसीचे ज्येष्ठ फुडारी आपले मुख्यमंत्री नावेलीचे आमदार लुइझिनो फालेरो सर, स्वागत. Let me start first by asking you, how are you managing your constituency these days, and what were the initial challenges, and whether you have succeeded in overcoming those challenges?
खूप कठीण दीस ही कोरोना व्हायरस मारामारी भरपूर त्रास केले. पहिले 3 दीस जे आशिल्ले ऑफ दॅट लॉकडाऊन, इट वॉज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट टाइम, बिकॉज जेन्ना सरकारान सांगलें टोटल लॉकडाऊन, सगळीं घरांनी बंद करचे आनी शॉपांय बंद करची, खूप त्रास जाले. आणि त्या त्रासांतल्यान म्हाका खूप खुश जाता की आमी नावेलेच्या मतदारसंघात कांय जे बरे सप्लायर आशिल्ले, who were good this, we identified them and we took the permission immediately from the collectorate. Every panchayat I identified one person, because they were not allowing anybody to open the shops. And through 5 panchayats, we identified 5 traders who were ready to supply house to house also. And the collectorate, even though took a little more time because they were also new, we got them functioning from 27th onwards, after the announcement of the total lockdown. उपरांत जेन्ना सरकारान सांगिल्लें we will keep all the shops open, आज देवा कृपेन म्हणजे आमी आमच्या मतदारसंघात उणे उणे म्हाका 2 पुलीस स्टेशन लागता. मारगांव टाउन पुलीस स्टेशन 20 कार्यकर्ते, 20 volunteers who are having the passes I have put, आणि मायना कुर्तून एक पुलीस स्टेशन लागता, जुंय 2 पंचायत आहा, आणि मारगांव टाउन पुलीस स्टेशन 3 पंचायत आहा. So all together I have put 40 volunteers in place who are working very, very hard, and they are trying the best to see that people get the ration, people get the essential commodities. ताजे भायर आमी कलेक्टराकडे पहिले कलेक्टरी नोकालो कितें करते, स्पेशल परमिट घेवन, ट्रान्सपोर्ट परमिट घेवन बॉर्डरांतल्यान कितलेशे वेजिटेबल ट्रक्स we brought it from the Goa's border to the different parts of the constituency, and we supplied truckloads of vegetables to all the villages.
Okay.
Tajbahir, I am very, very happy that we are working in a coordinated manner. I have got 5 panchayats, so all sarpanches are working, all panches have started working, and all the sarpanches and all the panches are given the volunteer passes, and most of them are working in their own way. My instructions to them was, try and identify at least 1 dealer, if not more, in their respective wards, and ensure that they get a permission from the collectorate so that they can supply to the old, to the sick, to the needy at their residences. And many places this is happening. But I have got one problem. After we put this total network in place, there was a shortage of essential commodities like rice, atta, sugar, dal, and I immediately told the collector, see, we have got the distributed networks in place, all are working together. Besides that, our horticulture corporation has got 26 shops. They are also supplying now from yesterday. So please ensure that there is a smooth supply from the wholesalers. Fortunately, I had 2 wholesalers in Naveling constituency who were supplying rice. So I requested them to ensure that they give it to our volunteers. But yesterday, even that got over. So some of my sarpanches, like Telauli sarpanch, he managed to get sacks of rice from somewhere, and in his panchayat, he's distributing. So things are difficult, but things we are trying to smoothen. If at all we had a proper resources in place, I could have formed a task force, a control room, and distributory network to ensure that there is no shortage in any of our wards of the Navelim constituency.
So, but एक जो असा ग्रॉसरीचा आयटम, because I was talking to all my reporters across the state. A groceryचा problem is a real problem. How are you planning to overcome that now? Because now the problem is आमचे स्टॉक कमी असतात किंवा सोंपल्यात. अशा परिस्थिती भितर तुम्ही कसे how are you going to solve that problem, manage that problem?
Now, when I'm talking of grocery, there are two types. As far as vegetables, I'm telling you that we have brought so many vegetable trucks from outside. Besides, we have got our own community vegetable farm, which is supplying periodically. And first 4 or 5 days, it was the exclusive supply from these community farms, Krishi Urba. Now they are still supplying. Now many places or most of the panchayats, as far as vegetables are concerned, we are surplus. You will not believe in a housing board. They have got so much resources. They brought so many trucks of vegetables from Karnataka. Every booth they have formed, 3 or 4 shops, they are supplying vegetable. We had surplus, we supplied to Akembaish. We had surplus, we had supplied to Davurli. In fact, there was a little conflict from the corporation, that is horticulture corporation. You are also supplying, I am also supplying. That is becoming a problem. And remember, vegetables is a perishable item. And once you bring it, it has to be distributed immediately. So I'm trying to now coordinate in all the 5 panchayats. So early in the morning, if 5 o'clock a truckload comes, because we have to also follow the social distancing, follow all the parameters which are laid by the government, and make them stand in the queue in this. So every alternate day, because if you bring every day, it will be overflooded. So every alternate day, depending upon the demands, I'm trying to supply from 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. So vegetable, they can get it in time. Now, as far as the other essential commodities like rice, dal, atta, sugar, and other things, we had problem yesterday in some areas. Now, I have immediately tried to contact the collector and ask him whether he can supply this essential commodities immediately. So as yesterday, he promised me he will do it today. And some extent, it has reached. What is important is our civil supply department must ensure that adequate number of trucks of rice, sugar, atta, dal comes and is distributed in the distributory networks. If that is done, I think we will be able to fight this corona maramari so that we can keep our people in their homes and we keep them safe.
एक गजाल मला मुद्दाम नको विचारपा ते मैं तुमची कम्युनिटी फार्मिंगाची. You said that incidentally before all this began, we had done a story on your community farming and how it is becoming a nice experiment which is becoming successful. And immediately after that, this virus struck us. And immediately after the virus struck us, आमगे एसेन्शियल गुड्साचो वेजिटेबल्सांचो प्रॉब्लेम जालो. आणि तुम्ही म्हळे की जे इनिशियल 72 hours or 4 दीस आशिल्ले,
7 days.
7 days. So main problem
from Sunday.
So main problem ज्या दिसांनी जालो त्या टायमार तुमचे कम्युनिटी फार्मिंग तुमकां साल्वार करपाक पावले म्हण. Tell us more about this community farming and how it helped you, supplied you in these times of crisis.
My dream was to increase the agricultural landscape in Goa and especially in Navelim constituency. I had planned 5 community farms, and I'd been putting this pilot project in front of the government for the last 3 years, not 1 year, 3 years. However, some places they have put without any help. Some I have personally farmers are trained and also were supposed to be trained in the subsequent days. We had so much of enthusiasm, so much of support from the farmers. But I can tell you, it is God's gift. Our farmers work hard. They provided all sort of vegetables for the first few days. They came to the farm. We have got a big board there, Krishi Urba. And they collected it and they gave it to their neighbors also. Thereafter, we brought truckloads from outside the state. And even today we are bringing truckloads, but our people are still supplying. They are removing the vegetables, they are cleaning it up, and they are giving it to the people.
भाई एक मुद्दाम लोकांक कळपाक खातीर जेन्ना भाजी म्हणटात कम्युनिटी फार्मिंग म्हणटात कसली कसली भाजी सप्लाय केल्यो
तांबडी भाजी.
let people also know the variety that community farming can produce.
No, they can produce everything. We
तुम्ही
tried
कसली
even
कसली?
carrots. Even we tried carrots this time for the first time. Tambadi bhaji is most. Mudo is plenty. Even now, mudo is plenty. Then wangi hai, then konga hai, then different gourd, what do you call that? Snake gourd, then different types of vegetables. We have got all sort of vegetables. I think this is an eye opener for all of us. We have, and I can tell you, Navelim constituency once upon a time was the granary of rice. After this big mega projects like Salauli irrigation project came, most of them have died down. But I can assure you, let this coronavirus go. Within 1 year, I will get this green landscape back, green with vegetables, so that people now have realized the importance of growing in our own soil. But only one thing is very, very important, which has to happen, and I will need the public support. Our people, when they grow the vegetables, they must have proper place to sell the vegetables. Selling of the vegetables at the distressed price is bad, because all the efforts they are putting, they should get a good price, a reasonable price out of that. So be Goan, buy Goan. I want to give exclusively the selling networks for our farmers, so that they can go rightfully there. Other people should not come and occupy their this, because I want our people to get also a place to sell, so that they can be self-sufficient, they can stand on their own legs, and they can get reasonably a good income from their hard efforts of growing the vegetables. And I will also appeal to the people, when there are homegrown vegetables, we should buy from them. And if possible, my second thing will be organic. But that will be a little later. People are already growing organic, but first of all, we have to protect, encourage, and promote our own vegetable this, so that this is an eye opener. I am very happy that you have asked me this question.
Yeah, एक गजाल कसा की आज आमकां लक्षांत येता, we always knew that Goa is dependent upon neighboring states for all essential goods, milk, vegetables, groceries, and today we are realizing it. When the borders are closed, we realize that our 90% of groceries come from outside, our vegetables come from outside, our milk comes from outside. And today one guy was telling me that 90% of our groceries come from Kolhapur, and they have a lot of problems there. Labor problem zala sadhya, transportation problem zala, and Kolhapur also supplies to the other parts of Maharashtra. So they have their varied priorities also. So with this community farming kind of experience, you are telling me that Goa should aim towards at least self-sufficiency in terms of vegetables, that we have the potential, we have the land, and we can do it. That's what you are telling people of Goa.
No, I'll tell you one thing. I had prepared the employment policy in 1961. Janna Goa was liberated. I have got a statistic still with me. 80% of the population of Goa were involved in agriculture. Basically, Goan economy was an agrarian economy. From 80%, we went for mining, there we went for trading, we went for industry, we went for tourism. And in the bargain, we have lost that agricultural landscape. 80% who were involved, gainfully involved and happily involved in agriculture, today it is not even 18% or 17%. We have to regain that green landscape. And I'm sure it was once upon a time an agrarian economy. Once upon a time, 80% of the people were involved in agriculture. Today, it may not be possible to give 80% Goans job in agriculture, because today there is a degree of mechanization and all that. Maybe less number of people, but the production we can increase, and we can support our agriculturists to bring new seeds, new fertilizers, new ways, new methodology, so that they can gainfully be employed. the production can increase, and with the technology it is possible. And wherever we have gone ahead of training our local farmers, they are so enthusiastic in accepting the new technology, the new seeds. And I'm sure with your help and with the help of the public, it will be a great success. Goa will be once again.
We have to make it successful, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Ek gaj also, as a senior legislator, somebody who has an experience at the national level also, state level also, what more do you expect from government at this point of time? If you have to give some suggestions to the government because this is an unprecedented situation. Nobody has handled it before. So each person's experience and each person's perspective is important. So आज जर तुमकां गव्हर्मेंटाक जर कितें सुचोवणी करपाच्यो आसल्यो की हे आतांची गोंयांतली परिस्थिती आनीक इल्ली सुदारची म्हणून, जाल्यार तुमची सुचोवणी कितें आहात ह्या खिणाक सरकारान आनीक कितें करपाची गरज आसा?
दोन वस्तू. एक, आता सद्याक जो प्रॉब्लेम आहा, हांवें सांगिलां भरपूर कठीण दीस आयिल्ले आहा. थोड्या लोकांकडे पयशे ना, वस्तू तरी आमी दिल्यो त्यो विकती घेवपाक. Some people are finding financial problems, financial difficulties. Let me first address to that. In fact, they expect the MLAs, the panchayat members, panchers to supply the commodities free of cost. Our first challenge was to make this essential commodities available to the villages, to the wards, to the houses. Now for this, government has to come up and provide for the vulnerable section of society free ration. We have got some people who are living below the poverty lines. They have got ration cards. They have said from 1st April they will give 1 month's ration. I don't know whether it is possible, but now many of the fair price shops have become defunct. Some are functioning. So immediately, for those who are vulnerable, those who are having ration cards, government must make efforts to provide cheaper ration cards to the vulnerable section of society. Now, those who were involved in labor, they're laborers. Now with this new protocol, stay at home, stay safe, no social, keep the social distancing, from where they are going to earn the living. So I was asking to Mr. Siddhivinayak Naik, he is supposed to be in charge, because Government of India has declared that they will provide to this vulnerable section free ration. When this ration will come, he has promised me that by 8th of April, even though it is late, if it's possible, they should see that people who are poor, who cannot work, who are daily wages, who doesn't have money, are provided free ration immediately, as early as possible, through our fair price shops, so that they can be provided. It's easy to say, easy to say keep social distancing, but चोड आगोड हे करपाक कित्याक लोकांक सर्विस ना आतां, लोकांक भायर सरूं जायना, काम करूं जायना. हे लोकांक आमी ह्या टायमार पावपाक हे आमचें कर्तव्य आनी पवित्र कर्तव्य, एक जबाबदारी. This is my first suggestion. Government must immediately put officers who are Goan officers, who understand the Goan culture, Goan identity and Goan needs and Goan aspirations and the Goan demands. दुसरी वस्त म्हणजे government must be proactive in the long run to create awareness, to create consciousness, and to bring many people. Because there are many people who take great pleasure in agriculture. They may be rich people, they may be poor people. All people wants to do something in agriculture. We must identify them. We must provide all the support, and we must get officers who have got this mission. Because you must be involved, you must be committed. It's only when there is involvement, when there is a commitment, there is the success. So such people should be identified as a priority, and these people must be put in the fields to work with the people. And I'm sure there will be a lot of volunteers also besides the government is, because it's the volunteers who are doing more work than the government offices who should be able to help us. So I feel right now the problem is to reach out to the most vulnerable section who are poor. They cannot, you may give them the shops, you may give them the facilities to buy, but they don't have money to buy, and those people we should identify immediately.
They should be helped. They should be helped. Sir,
yes.
Thanks a lot. I know you are busy, but you took time out for this. आम्ही सगळ्यांक सांगतात की we are creating this hotline So precisely so that we can talk to the leaders, how they are dealing with their constituencies and how each one of us can learn from each other. So thank you for talking to us.
I
We'll
will
keep
only
this.
say one thing. I will
Yeah.
only say one thing. I want to thank all the volunteers who are working hard. I want to thank all my 5 panchayat sarpanchas, panchayat members who are working hard. And we have given 40 volunteers the passes. They are also working very hard. There are many people who we could not give the passes. They are still working hard. There are so many people who are getting the vegetables from different parts of India, especially from our borders, who are supplying it at a cheap rate, at a reasonable rate, including eggs and all that. So I would like to convey to you my sincere thanks, because these are difficult times and they are coming out of this to help our people. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So thanks a lot. We'll keep this hotline with you. Periodically, we will talk to you so that let all of us learn from each other and make things better. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.